Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Aly. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. We definitely have a fun guest for you. Dennis has been on the show before, but it's Dennis Lamar, aka Hoodie World. But before we jump into the interview, I just want to remind you guys of all the amazing things going on in the Charlotte area. Don't forget, this is the weekend that Black Family Reunion happens is from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So I know the show's on at 12, but it's an all day event. So you haven't missed anything. If you haven't seen the flyers, go to the website BFRCLT. That's BFRCLT.com. It's happening at the Movement School there in Charlotte on Freedom Drive. And so, like I said, they started with a breakfast at 8. There's like a march or a panel after that. Then from 1 to 5 is the pearls and something pearls. Y'all know I get confused. I forget stuff. But it's the domestic violence speakers. There's going to be Nicole Williams, Tiffany Brown, Cindy Smith, and several other ladies. So it's purple and pearls. And so that will be representing the domestic violence. And then there's like a entertainment session from 6 to 8. So like I said, it's something all day and it's for the whole family. If you don't know what's happening and you really want to know the true lineup, bfrclt.com. All right. So now we're going to jump into this interview with my little brother. Hey, Huddy.
Hello.
How you doing?
I can't complain. Been doing really good.
I hear you. I hear you. You've been in the studio. You've been dropping some beats.
Yes, ma'am. Just been working. Lot done, lot done happened. New state. Just settling back in.
Right. And so, just in case, because I know you've been on the show before, we've done some promos and things when you were, at different shows. But I just want to give you another opportunity to introduce yourself to the Making Connections family, and then we'll jump more into your music and what you got going on.
Yes, ma'am. Real name Dennis on Facebook. Dennis Lamar. Uh, Dennis Hudson, formerly known as D Hud. Everything now is transitioning over to Huddy World. So I can get everything kind of like in one phase. Most people customize me with my Huddy World tag that I put in a lot of my music. So I just officially made that transition.
Yes, Hoodie World. So we can find you like that now on all social media platforms.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So how long have you been in the music world?
23 years and counting now. I wrote my first song at the age of 10. Grew up, singing, dancing in church, uh, rapping a long time. And as time went on, I kind of been focused on my rapping abilities. But I started rapping for so long to where I kind of got away from my vocals. And so now I'm in a place where just with the way everything's going in the world, I decided for me personally in the direction that I want to head in it. Moving forward, I'm gonna just focus on my vocals and just push that to the forefront a little bit more within the music.
Okay. Okay. Vocals. And so I know too, I always like to say, because I know you served in the military as well, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Thank you for your service. I know, and that's why I say, I mean, you've always, everything I know about you is, being a servant, helping people and putting stuff out in the world to protect us or make us feel better. So
Somebody got to do
it might as well be you, right?
it.
So listen, we were talking, before we came on about your logo. So tell us the name of your company and tell us about this logo.
So it's out of order entertainment, and at the time when I was creating my brand, my life personally during that time frame was exactly what it is, out of order. I only had two things going good: music and my fraternity. Uh, been involved with my fraternity brothers out here in Washington. So the only two big things I had going on was IOTA and music, and I infused it together, created my brand Out of Order Entertainment. That's why I stuck with OWT, because I am an outlaw, as we would say in IOTA land. And so, and the logo itself is the head of a crocodile with the body of an owl with the wings of an eagle and the legs of a
And
duck.
why did you choose those images? Do they each
um,
mean something to you?
when I was sitting down and I was thinking about what I wanted the logo to be itself, I was thinking about something that's out of the box. And when people see it, they would look at it and be like, you know what, that is most definitely out of order. You know, sort of grasp that attention. And when they see it, they like, it make them double take and look at it like, that's not normal. Oh, what is that? So it kind of like bring the two together. And then, it's just catching the eye attention, me just thinking outside of the box. I can't draw and stuff, but I just have a very vivid imagination.
That part I can't either. But like you said, it'll bring people's attention. They're like, oh, what is that? Let me look into this and see a little bit more about it. But also, nobody else that I know, and I've seen a lot of images and logos will have that logo, and they'll be like, oh, that's Hoodie World.
Yep, it's one of one.
Well, listen. So, what you been working on in the studio?
Uh, a lot of the music. So right now I'm on the winter blitz. My goal over the next month and a half, 45 days or so, to drop 20 to 25, somewhere between 30 songs over the next month and a half. Nothing but singles. I'm just releasing a lot of singles, R&B. It's gonna be a lot of R&B and like family barbecue type music, and me just dealing with like a lot of the pain and stuff. Tuning a lot of the pain that I've experienced over the last uh few years and things of that nature, just turning it into a beautiful way of just trying to, deal with the emotion and things of that nature, but also put back out good vibes. Take all that negative energy and do something positive with it.
Right. And I think that's why we love the music that we love the most is the music that speaks to our situations, things we've been through, because you can vibe with, somebody hurting you or somebody walking out or your children growing up or your grandparents passing, whatever. Whenever you hear music and it really relates to your life, you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm there." Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I think, you putting all that you've been through in your music is gonna bless somebody else because somebody has been through or is going through what you have dealt with, right?
Yep. You can use a word of encouragement. It's sometimes it feels good to, like, you can turn on the radio and just hear a word of encouragement and not worry about, what I'm saying, somebody talk about they finna blow up something. Because, if you already in a bad mood, the last thing I want to do is listen to somebody tell me, yeah, like, we finna go spin the block. Okay, now I'm finna go through 200 years in jail. Now I need somebody to need to chill on something that's gonna tell me to sit my butt down and think about my consequences in action.
Right, exactly. And I appreciate that because we got enough of that other stuff. So we need the encouraging, music and to like you said, when people turn it on, they can relate to it. They can, you know, just feel like they're not alone. Because a lot of times when you're going through a situation, even though you're not the only person going through it, at that time it feels like, oh, why am I doing this? Why am I going through this? How did I get here? Right?
Yes, ma'am. And it's it can get tough, but understanding that I guess one of the best thing about it all was just understanding who was there with me through it all. Like just having I think uh being faith and spiritually driven also helps
Hmm.
out a lot too, because you know um, when I was younger, I go back and listen to some of the older music, be like, yo, dude, you was a hothead. And then I listen to the music now, it's like, yo, we have calmed down a lot. okay, this is what we need. So I like to do that a lot too, just to go through and listen from where I was when I was younger to now, seeing the different perspectives, watching
Hmm.
the transition, and it's lovely to see, but also understanding that other people gonna listen to my music, and the fan base is gonna attach itself to me, and now
Right.
I'm responsible for the message that I send to the old kids or to the people that listening to me because it's a reason why they draw to my music. And the main thing is I want to be true to myself while also giving good music to the world, but without conforming. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was showing him my inbox about like how like a lot of ARs they kind of upset with me right now. They've been on my head, but like my thing, I told him I was like, I do not want to sign a record deal or sign a paper, and then they take away all my creativity and control of what I can do with my music. I said, bro, I'd rather do my music by myself and be cool because I at least have creative control. When you start dealing with that paperwork and stuff, you lose a lot of your creative control. And a lot of these guys end up doing the songs that these labels tell them that they have to do, whether they agree with it or not. And I never want to put myself in that situation. So I'll be very cautious.
And that's a very, integral response because a lot of times, people are like, I need to sign with this company, in order to expand or to get my name, my music out there. And so, like you said, they're willing to, compromise who they really are, thinking that it's going to propel their the word I'm looking for,
Career,
their career, but does it really, can you sleep at night? Are you really proud of the message, like you said, that you're putting into the atmosphere? So, sometimes, what we thought was good wasn't really good for us. So, for you, especially a young man, having those thoughts and thinking, I need to keep this creative control because I want to be in control of my narrative or my music and my image. So I applaud you.
thank you. It's hard. It's hard. But it's also refreshing too to get them emails because what it ensures you too on the back end is that they noticing you and they're watching. Why else
Right.
would they, be reaching out? They they
Exactly.
they watching, they notice, they seeing something. Obviously it's something on their end that's something that I'm doing that's catching their attention.
Right.
So and my thing is I'm not gonna align myself with something that's not balanced with me morally. My morals are way more important than a paycheck. You know, principles and things of that matters. And in a society where we gotta where today a lot of it's like a lot of that stuff that where we was growing up on don't really exist no more, but it really mattered. And so it's very rare to see it. But and they try to make you feel odd or different because you choosing to live, what they would consider older times or people don't live like that no more. Well, yeah, but understand something. In them older times, people lived a lot longer than we're living today, and the world was a lot smoother place, a better place. You know, the neighborhood was more friendly. We went outside and played. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you could go in the stores and be comfortable. Now, every time you walk out the house, you have to be really mindful. I'm When I go out, I'm very mindful. I watch everything around me. Anybody around me start moving weird or anything out of the norm, my antennas just instantly go up. I lock in on them. I let them know that I'm watching them. I'm watching their every movement, and I am not ashamed. And if you try anything crazy, if you in my vicinity, I'm gonna react. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, I'm gonna react because naturally that's just gonna come. And
Right.
and it's
And
just difficult, but also it's good and refreshing to also know that like the it's still people that live that way with the yes ma'am, no ma'am, this sirs and no sirs. Is It's very rare, but chivalry not dead. You know what I'm saying? That's why like on the vocals and stuff. Like a lot of people like chivalry dead. No, chivalry not dead. Um, you still got good men and women out there that's trying to do the right thing and live their lives the right way. And understand something in this life journey. We will have roadblocks and obstacles along the way, but it's how we deal with those situations and move forward with those situations determine says a lot about our character and who we are as individuals. And so
Right.
I'll be mindful of all that stuff now being a, like you said, young man, maturing, a lot of stuff just run through my brain all day, every day.
I hear you, and and you're right, and that's why I love the Black family reunion that's taking place in our area, the Charlotte area, because I mean, it's a reunion. We're all coming together. All let's sit down and have a meal together. And just like you saying, like your music is good. Family barbecue music. I remember those days when we just all got together. Wasn't nobody worried about who brought what. Nobody was worried about who was wearing what. It was just the family coming together. So I appreciate the movement they're doing in Charlotte. Just bringing people out, and it's for the whole family. Doesn't matter if you're a child, if you're elderly. It's for everybody. And so
It's
that's what helps us to build. That's what helps us to get stronger. That's when people hear this video, this interview, they're gonna be like, "That's a young man. I've had these thoughts. I can move forward. I've been through some stuff in life, but hey, he's putting his stake in the ground, and he's moving forward, and he's producing his stuff." And so you're gonna encourage somebody, with the things that you're saying today. Just know that it's gonna be okay.
yes, ma'am.
So let's talk about the song 100 miles per hour, or mph. How do you say it when you're announcing
Yeah,
that
it's
today?
100 miles per hour.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about that. And Alan, we're going to get ready to play that, but I just want you to kind of introduce it for the audience.
So the producers is actually from North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Mr. Famo Gullah, shout out to you out there in Fayetteville. He actually produced the track. He sent me a couple of tracks. I worked with him when I was out there during that time frame. He sent me these uh but yeah, it's 100 miles an hour, produced by Famo Gullah, featuring Sirius Mac, who's an artist out here in Olympia, Washington. Sirius Mac, he do have a website. You could Google him. He's on all streaming platforms as well. And this song is just to it was just I was in just a tough spot, a dark place, and just thinking about a lot of stuff that was going on in my hometown. And then me too, I was dealing with a lot myself, and I just was in a place where, like, I just want to live right. I'm just trying to live my life the right way, according to the way the Most High would expect me to live it the best way that I can. And
Mhm.
that's pretty much the song. And yeah, 100 miles an hour. Everyone enjoy it, and it'll be dropping. The song will be dropping Tuesday.
So it's dropping Tuesday. All right. Well, y'all get to preview it here first. And so, Alan, let's hear 100 miles per hour, Hoodie World.
Water, out of order entertainment. Hoodie world. I just wanna live right. Ease my mind, ease my soul. Sometimes I feel like letting go. I just wanna live life. Ease my mind, ease my soul. Sometimes I feel like letting go. My heart is cold, Lord knows I've been through some things. Reading scripture, sipping wine to paint this picture, man. Meditating for my city, we call it LaGrange. I know my people tired of living through the struggle, man. So ain't got time to relax. I'm going 100 miles an hour with only 80 on the dash. Just trying to feed my people needs, cause they're living on their knees. And the sad thing about it, say the leaders won't speak. Some pastors won't teach, but they rather judge me. Say they treating God church worse than the killers on the streets. Hold on, let me speak. Like Muhammad Ali, he said, fly like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Sick and tired of RIP, so I focus on my blessing. Put the pedal to the metal, tell them demons come and catch me. Ain't got time for the drama, but I will use the lumber. Ask the Lord to save my soul, cause I'm speeding towards my goal. Said I'm jumping every hurdle and I'm climbing every mountain. Make my peace in the valley, say my prayers and keep it bouncing with the Lord on my side. Take one step at a time. I ain't worried about the fame, cause I'm gonna get mine. I just wanna live right. Ease my mind, ease my soul. Sometimes I feel like letting go. I just wanna live life. Ease my mind, ease my soul. Sometimes I feel like letting go.
Can't let go, but I might though. It might be good for me to break the cycle. I'm speaking loud from my mind though. I feel like I'm on top, but sometimes I'm just not. My ADD don't stop 100 miles on the dot. 80 on the dash, watch out for the cops. Yeah, I'm feeling that, plus the drama on the block. I got no time for that. That chit chat for the past. We about that action blast, burn a rubber on the track. But that's just me, I'm talking facts. Off my ass to get this cash. Help my people have their back. Twist the blunt, I brought the sack.
Roll it up, roll it up, roll it up. Roll it up, roll it up, roll it up.
Ha! Can you match that? Can you match that? Match my energy. I got that gas, put me on this track, yeah. For traction, we packing, no slacking. Hundreds we be stacking, but it ain't about just the money. It's about the cause of the journey. How you live your life, is it wrong or is it right? Been starving with an appetite, inspired with the mic. Had a rough life, but I shine bright like a diamond in the night. This fame is soon to mine, I'ma take it within my mind. Ha.
I just wanna live right. Ease my mind, ease my soul. Sometimes I feel like letting go. I just wanna live life. Ease my mind, ease my soul. Sometimes I feel like letting go.
I'm going 100 miles an hour.
Okay, okay. I like that. Very good. Come on, Honey World. I like it. I love it. I love it. I like the tune. I've been telling people when it's really good, I be forgetting them. It's gonna stop and I have to be like, okay, okay. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I usually do love, when you've been on the show before and we played your music, it's always something that's, it's real chill, but at the same time, the words are powerful. But, you can, and even when you're rapping, though, I can understand what you're saying. I can get the meaning behind where you are. So, good job.
Yeah, I focus on that part a lot too, like the clarity of my words, the pronunciation, you know, because yeah, it does it no good. It You can have the best song in the world, but if nobody understands, like you said, the message, hear what you saying, you getting drowned out over the music and stuff. It's a recipe for disaster. Over time, trial and error. Learn the hard way.
Exactly.
You figure it out. Just get that time to figure it out, and then find what fits you, and then run with it. Like so now, that's like I'm creating my own lane. And that's the joy of it all right now. Like just creating this lane and knowing that like nobody else. There's not competition with no one or none of that. It's just me doing what I love to do and doing it my way.
Right. And I think that's where, I think that's why we have so much competition. We feel like we're comparing ourselves to other people because we really are comparing what they're doing and trying to either, if we see they're, making hits and people are loving them, we try to do what they're doing. And it's cool to, be able to be influenced by people. But at the same time, if you're not bringing your truth to your project, it's not gonna it's not gonna blow up or rock like you really want it to because it's not really your truth, right?
Yes, ma'am. And then they be all it's crazy. But also like the audience, they also understand too. They could tell the difference between somebody that's actually, you know, speaking something that they actually believe in and know, or that somebody just like, oh yeah, I'm just do this track because I mean, like they might not say it, but a lot of people know. They know the difference.
They can tell, can't they? So, you know, so do you still work with other artists? Because I know before, you were working with other
Oh,
artists.
I love to work with other artists. I love to do features, network with other artists, producers. That's
Awesome.
to me, that's the fun part. That's what I enjoy the most. Actually meeting all the different artists, connecting with different people from different areas, different producers that reach out to me to be like, um, they enjoy my sound, so they'll send me a photo of instrumentals and be like, "Hey, I was thinking about you," and they'll just send me a couple of beats. I'm like, "Oh, sweet, that's awesome, thanks." And that be the surprising part because you never really know the people that's watching. They might not never say nothing, but they'll send you little gifts here and there in your inbox. Like, hey man, I was making this beat and I was just thinking about you here, and
Right,
they give you
right.
first dibs on it.
I love it. Because they're like, oh, I can hear Hoodie World. This just the hoodie vibe, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, listen. So what's your next big thing you got going now? Okay, wait a minute, because we got to go back to the fact that, and I'm just gonna say, I used to love Empire, so they had that 30 for 30 thing they were doing, and I was like, man, they got to produce 30 songs. So what prompted you to do this? In the next 30 to 45 days to release so many songs.
Um, I've been sitting back working, so I have at least I got at least almost half of the songs that just sitting on archive that I just been sitting on over the years that I haven't released. Some of these songs could be as old as 3, 4 years old. The
Wow.
only way anybody ever heard them was if they caught me on a live playing it in the background. But I never really officially released a lot of this music. And so since I was sitting on it and I was like, well, I'm gonna get back active and I'm gonna do it the way that I want to do it and but be true to myself and just rock out. And I had a lot of people asking me for music, like, yo, bro, you still doing music? Like people write me like, you still do music? And so I was like, you know what? I called my sister. I was like, hey sis. She was like, yep. It's like, look, this to go. I said, I need for you to get locked in. I said, I know you're gonna be mad with me. Uh you've been chilling for a long time. I was like, this my goal. Over the next month and a half, I'm trying to drop 20 to 30 some songs. And she was like, what? I was like, yep, here come the first three already. And so we've been playing this the load up system with the computer forever behind the first three songs with the apologize. And then the with the 100 miles an hour, I guess they was giving us a hard time kickback on that for a minute because of the way the song end. It was like, oh, it just cut off. So I guess the computer system, they didn't like that one. And then one of my friends passed away this summer in Texas. One of my real
Mhm.
close friends, and he recorded one song. One song. I only got him on one song, and
Mhm.
that song will be releasing. So it's the 16th, 17th, and that song will be releasing on Wednesday. It's called "Calling Me." It's Rock Dollar featuring Huddy World and the Gatekeeper, Mr. Christopher Strickland, who is no longer with us. He passed away this summer.
Oh, oh, sorry for your loss, but um, excited to see how you put those feelings and that relationship into this song. So awesome. So, what is your sister? She like produce you? She do background?
Um,
What is?
so my sister, she helped me with all the getting the stuff registered and all of that, so I don't have to burn myself out. You know, dealing with a lot of other stuff. So me and her work hand in hand with that. I'm really excited about this one song that uh it's called Wrong Impression. and it's for the ladies. Is we working on I got to go back to the studio and get it smoothened out a little bit more, but I cannot wait to release that song. I'm super excited about that song. And it started out as a joke, but I really love this song. Wrong Impression. It's gonna be beautiful.
And so when does that one drop? Or are you still working on that one?
Uh
You don't have a
that'll
date.
that'll probably drop probably around mid December, Christmas time.
Okay, okay. We'll be on the lookout. And so, you know, while we're talking about that, where do you typically are you on all platforms?
Yep, yes ma'am. Spotify, Google Play, Pandora, Title, I load up everything and they just distribute it out through the Distro Kid and the United Masters and all of those places. They, you know,
They
I'm
get
a register and get it in. But having those resources available helps out a lot. And then I'll go and post them on my SoundCloud, my Reverb Nation. I got to get better with that because I realize like a lot of the newer music, some of the songs is here and there, but I also keep them separated. So I might put two of them over here on my Reverb Nation and put three songs over here on my SoundCloud. And it's like, okay, now I'm gonna figure out who listening to what.
oh
Depending on
yeah.
which song they sing, you're gonna be like, okay, so they over here on the SoundCloud. All right. And I like to keep my music separated like that. Because I have certain songs that's on my Reverb Nation that's not on my SoundCloud at all.
Okay. And why do you do that?
Uh one
Different
is
audiences.
one is to keep me honest and also keep the to keep the fan honest because the
Oh,
because if
yeah.
we make everything is at at you know right at the tip of the fingers with the phones and the computers and stuff nowadays. So it's like okay, true fans gonna watch both pages anyway. My logic is like what they're real fans. When I
Right.
post it, I'm gonna just drop it on my page. I'm a firm believer in. I guess I gotta get better with this. Too. I'm just not an individual that's gonna flood everybody's timeline with the music. I'm gonna share it once or twice, and the people that click on it, I'm gonna let the music speak for itself. And I feel like if
Mm,
you got good music will eventually speak for itself. You just got to get the traffic to figure out where they're going to look for it, and you let the music speak for itself.
true. And you know that reminds me of a scripture that says, "Your gift will speak for itself." So this is your gift, and you know, and it will make room for you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, so you know, let's even talk about like your spirituality. You know, your faith. Why is that so strong for you? Is it because the things you went through, or you know, did you kind
um,
of go ahead?
upbringing to the way I was upbringing. I grew up. Um, a lot of my great aunties and uncles are ministers. Like so, my mom aunties and uncles they still ministering to this day. So just growing up around it, but also step one was getting away from the religion, like the religious blinders. Like I feel like when
Mhm.
they try to get us, uh, some people use religion as a weapon,
Right.
which is not good. Hence, part of the song why I say, you got pastors that treating God children worse than the killers on the street. But but and my thing is we can't be reading out the same Bible and coming up to different conclusion because he say he's not a God of confusion. We can all agree on that. Everybody like, yep, okay, so okay, we can agree on that. Then so it's a human error somewhere that's going on in this. So let's remove ourselves from and then let's just look at it. And then also I'm a firm believer in that love covers a multitude of sin. Like I believe that fully in my heart. So like I'm one of those people that like I truly believe you can love the hell out of somebody. Like if somebody only been like you're an animal, you're a savage, you just scum and da da da, and nobody never comes and sprinkle a little water,
Hey,
put the seed in the ground and start building up that, then eventually you're gonna get an animal. because that person been hearing their whole life they're animal, they're nothing, they're worthless. So when they turn into that, when they get into that animal characteristic, can't nobody be mad at them. You know, that's it's the only thing they've been told that this is what they can. This is the only thing that they can do their whole life.
Come on.
Nobody never really tried to shower them with love, try to get to understand that individual. So when I get around people and they do stuff crazy, like my first thought is like, okay, let me understand your logic behind why you did what you did, and then maybe we can figure out like, you know what I'm saying, where we could like kind of get it right. But if everybody just beating you across your head, then how can we expect for that person to, you know, even get a chance to want to be right? Because
That's
if
it.
you coming at me so hard about trying to be right, like you more you scaring me at this point. Like, do I want to even walk that path? Do I even want to attempt it? Like the demand, like, it's not a demand. It is little by little you start, you know, you start walking different, talking different, carrying yourself different, and then just stand firm in what you believe in. You know, that sounds like so. I just look at my faith and thank the Most High for all the stuff that He have brought me through throughout my life, just over the time frame, and understanding that it's a blessing to even still be breathing. So,
Mm,
so every day I just take each day as a blessing and try to be the best version of myself for that day. You
listen, every day. So it is a daily decision, every day we need to thank him. And every day we don't get it right, but that's okay. And I love what you're saying because so many people, Lord have mercy, will tear somebody down and they forget, okay, this is just a person going through something. Even, we talk about it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and so there's so many people who've been through stuff, but what is the cliche we always use? Hurting people hurt others. So if this person is hurting somebody, they're hurting in a way that they just don't know how to heal. They haven't gotten to the root of what's bothering them. And so, I definitely pray for the people who are being abused, but I pray for the abuser as well because I pray they get delivered and healed from whatever is causing them to be the abuser, right?
know? Yep.
It's true life. I mean, and then we thank Cuddy World because then he can bring some music on the scene that make us feel better about who we are, who can encourage us where we are, that we can do better. We can move from, because we, like I said, we're all moving from one step to the next step to the next step, you know. And so I always tell people we're all real people trying to make it, just because we're on this platform. I ain't always been this encouraging. I ain't always felt this empowered to come and help somebody else, but I've been through some
Yep.
things. So I try to bring people to the platform with me who can help me encourage somebody along the way.
Yes, ma'am. Like, hey, it's a blessing. Yeah, we just taking it like tell them we all, like you said, we everyday people. You know, we just like everybody else, taking it one day, one step at a time, and understanding that human beings, some days it's gonna be better than others, and when we have the bad days or you have the rough days, find the right moments in the day. Like me and one of my friends was talking one day, and I was telling him, I was like, I'm like, well, you know how we take just so much stuff for granted. I said, well, when you really think about it and sit down, because we was talking about butterflies. I said, bro, how often do you actually get to see a butterfly? And he went to thinking, he was like, you know, that's actually kind of, we was just talking about the butterflies. He was like, you're right. I said, but we take it for granted because from a time we've been little to, you see them periodically, but when you really think about it, that's not like something, even in the summertime, you can go a whole summer and not see one butterfly, and I was like, just imagine, I was like, a butterfly, I was like, it's even more beautiful because of, I was like, that's one of, I was like, God really showed off his his paintwork when he created butterflies. And he was like, why? I was like, but think about it, they only have a 30 to 45 day lifespan. Once they, you know, I said, bro, and they're gonna automatically die. Don't nobody have to kill it. It's gonna die on its own. It's 30 days and it's gonna fall dead. And he was like, And I'm like, but we take that for granted for how beautiful those insects are. That's a beautiful, but it's a butterfly. And when you see the colors and the brightness of them, you're like, but in everyday life, you just don't see them flying around daily. But it's like simple stuff like that we take for granted. And me and him was talking about it. And he left and went to the store. And when he came back, he was like, "Yo, bro, that's crazy. You just talk about butterflies." He's like, "I just saw two of them." I was like, "See what I'm saying, bro? Like, see, that just the Mohawk showing you that he was listening to our conversation. That's him showing us that he's really real. He was sitting there
Mhm.
listening to the conversation. You go to the store, you see two butterflies flying side by side. And I said the chances of that happening was probably slim to none. But it's simple stuff like that that we take for granted. So when we have those bad days, we can take something as simple as a butterfly and be in that moment and just be thankful that, you know what, thank you for allowing me to be the person to see this beautiful butterfly. Like you chose me to see this one. Out of all the butterflies, out of every human on the planet, you chose to bring this butterfly past my way.
Oh wow. And I was just sitting there thinking, I mean, it has been a while since I've seen a butterfly. You're right. But when you do see them, you're like, oh my gosh, the color's so pretty. Look how pretty, and look how, I mean, they seem just so effortless and flying and what they do. But then, like you're saying, their lifespan is not that great. But I think a lot of times we think, oh, I can get this right later, or I can change later. I can lose weight next year, or you know what I'm saying? I'm going on vacation. We always think we have time. And sometimes God blesses us with time, but sometimes we don't have the time that we think we're going to have, right?
Yes,
And so
ma'am.
I think that's so important there. What you're just saying is that every day we have to think, okay, what if this is my last day? How am I going to treat people? How am I going to love on my family today? How am I going to encourage somebody along the path? Because this might be the last opportunity that I get.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Listen, I just got excited because, I mean, really, we take life for granted. We take relationships and we take people because we think it's always the people that were closest to us because we're like, oh, well, they love us. They're going to stick with us. But let's bring some joy in their life, right? Let's pour out some goodness on them, right? Let's encourage
Yes,
them
ma'am.
to live their best today.
Yep. And
Uh,
because tomorrow is not promised. Like it was a song, the song, but it's one of my songs, and I tell him I was like, when he was talking, I was like, oh yeah, it's one of my older songs. Actually, it's on my SoundCloud, and it's called "It's Not About." In the song, I was like, nothing is promised, not even life itself. Like some tomorrow is promised to no one, to none of us. And
mm,
no matter how much they tell us we can have or that we're supposed to be entitled to, man, if you don't work, you don't eat. Like you gotta put in, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? If you don't put nothing in the ground to be harvested, when harvest time comes, how do you expect to have anything to go out there and grab? You didn't put nothing, you didn't, rightfully, you didn't put nothing in the ground to be grown. So why would I even go out there and look? You know,
mm, yeah,
and now I think a lot of us, just humans in general, expect so much, but we want to put in the least amount of effort, and like it don't work that way. Like
right.
you gotta, like sometimes you gotta starve in order to eat, and that's crazy that they have to put it in that term. But some people are starved before
Yeah,
they eat
yeah.
because they refuse to go cook the meal themselves.
Mm,
That is crazy. Like that is crazy. Like, oh, you can go make your own sandwich. Go scramble up an egg real quick. So you tell me you're gonna sit here and be hungry and
right.
starve.
Waiting on somebody else.
But this the time we living in. So now my thing is I'm just motivated. I'm gonna push and through my course of actions, hopefully just help
And I
change someone else's viewpoints to help change their life for them to be the best version of themselves and don't be ashamed of it. And Don't hold your head down about it. You know what I'm saying? Hold your head up high, and you know what I'm saying? Know that everybody is not gonna be happy for you. Everybody not gonna be clapping their hands for you. And know that sometimes people gonna be hoping that you don't make it, hope, throwing roadblocks along the way. But understanding something, when you have the Most High with you, no weapon formed against you shall or ever will prosper. And you have to believe that in your heart. Understanding that who you belong to and walk by faith, not by sight. And though in the things that He has for you, He will shower down upon you when you're in the right season. You know, don't be in a hurry. Sometimes patience is necessary. That's why they
Yes.
tell us patience is a virtue.
Hmm.
It's, you know, sometimes you just have to sit and wait. But while you sitting and waiting, don't stop working. Yes, I might be in the sitting season, but that's the time for me to that's the time when I really start getting them prepping them seeds to go put it in the ground because I'm sitting. So He giving me time to prep my seeds to get everything ready so I can start planting. When He tell me now go plant, but if I don't prep nothing, when He tell me to go plant, now I don't have nothing to go plant. So now He can't even do what He had me sitting. He had me sitting for a blessing. I didn't do what I was supposed to do in the sitting period, so I missed the whole blessing.
You don't have to come on here and talk about me like that. But you are so right. And I think too, because people think, well, I'm not gonna work like my parents work because they work for nothing and they work themselves to death. But then we went to the other extreme. But like you say, you have got to have some kind of seed in the ground. You have got to put some kind of effort to your greatness. And when you really tune into your authentic self and what your authentic gift is, you'll find out it's not as hard a work as you think it is. And now we have the opportunities to like go through Zoom and StreamYard and things like that to be able to show people our gifts and our talents. So there's still some work behind the scenes, but it's a better way to work. It's a better way to strive and to thrive, right?
Yep.
And I love it because you're like, okay, you might be sitting, but right, you're not sitting just waiting for something to happen. I mean, in that sitting preparation, in that waiting season, is also preparation season. Is always, okay, putting a goal to the paper. Okay, how do I make this business work? How do I produce and distribute this music? Who am I going to send my book to when I put the manuscript together? So you're still, like you saying, putting seed in the ground. You're still working. You're still so when your opportunity comes, okay, I got that, you know, and you still might have to tweak some stuff, and that's okay. But at least, like you said, you got something to work with, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, you encourage me. I'm gonna listen to your video next time. I'll be like, I don't want to. I don't feel like it. I'll be like, let me go and see what Huddy World was talking about that day on October 15th, so I can get my life together.
We actually got the video coming to 100 miles an hour. We waiting to get it back. We shot it about 2 weekends ago, so I'm excited for that. I'm gonna
Oh,
definitely keep
cool.
you in tune for the video drop. I'm excited
Yeah.
to get it back. We got a lot of wildlife in that video. A lot of
Really?
wildlife. Yeah, I'm huge on nature, and so we got a lot of wildlife. We got huge spiders, big old giant turtle. We just out and about. We got a bunch of turtle through the park, so it's nice.
So you got your logo in there, you got an owl, and you got
No, hey, I wish. Now that would have been lovely.
oh
We
lordy.
did catch some of the seagulls coming in on the water.
Awesome. I can't wait. Well, definitely make sure you let us know when it's available, and I'll definitely plug it in as a commercial for the show so people can watch it and tell them, how they can find it and everything. So definitely looking forward to your video.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Dennis, stick with us. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna show a couple commercials. We know that there's a lady, Stephanie Hasselrig, in Rock Hill, South Carolina. She's running for school board of trustees position, and so we running a little video for that. And there's gonna be a couple other candidates on the Rock Hill School Board. They're running for different seats. There's a couple other interviews coming up with different individuals running for the school board. But it's really they need some attention in the Rock Hill, you know, area for their school system. They're
Yes,
losing a lot
ma'am.
of students. So, we're trying to get some I'm not in Rock Hill. I don't have a dog in the fight. But what I do have in the fight is that our children are well taken care of. Our children are well educated.
Yes,
Our children
ma'am.
have what they need. And so that's why I'm, saying, hey, maybe it's time to get some new blood on the board. And so we're going to run that commercial, but we'll be right back. You can remind people how they can find you, how they can connect with you, like if they have questions or if they want to send you something. Just your last word of encouragement or piece of advice, whatever you feel laid on your heart. So we'll be right back, okay?
Oh, just like my message was this morning when I woke up. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, hey. So, do we have the other video? If not, that's okay. We can stay right here. Um, so like I said with Stephanie, make sure I'm not saying necessarily vote for her, but what I do say is listen to the candidates, find out the candidate that you think is best. If new blood is needed in that's on that school board, have the conversation, listen to what they're saying, know what's available, right? And so the other video is usually with Eric, and he's talking about, the three people he met, and they're doing the same work. You know, they are bricklayers. One says he's building a wall. The other says, no, one just says he's just out laying bricks. It's my job. I'm just laying bricks. The other says that he's building a wall. Then the other says he's building a cathedral, so his vision was greater. They're all doing the same work. They all probably have the same tools, but the vision behind what they're doing for the last one was greater because he's building a cathedral, a place where families can come together, a place where legacies will be left, a place where people can be encouraged. So I feel like with Huddy World, he's building a cathedral. He's got vocals, he's got music like a lot of other people do, but his vision is greater. And so for me, I feel like he is building the cathedral, and I applaud everything that you're doing. So, Dennis, if you want to come off mute and again tell people where they can find you and where they can find your music. I think you're muted though. Alan, can you unmute him? All right, there you go.
Yes, ma'am. I'm on all streaming platforms. Huddy World. Even on Facebook, I got the Huddy World page.
Yeah.
I'll actually drop that on my actual Dennis Lamar page. If you want to link in with me personally to get to understand the man behind the music, you can go follow Dennis Lamar. Dennis Lamar. Uh, but on all streaming platforms, Huddy World, you type in Huddy World, all my stuff will pop up. And yeah, I'm just excited about everything. And always remember to remember, man, it takes nothing to just love on someone throughout your day. Just a simple smile and a hey, how you doing could change a person's whole day. Some people can need this.
And that is so true. And and because it's not, as common as it used to be, when he does say like yes ma'am and hello, how are you? I mean, it's always like, oh, he's so sweet because it's uncommon these days. And so again, I appreciate, everything you're doing. I'm rooting for this next month and a half, see all these drops and to see the videos. So I think you're really, doing a great job. And so I'm excited for you. Thank you for coming on the show again. And then, as you drop things, maybe we can do some promos or whatever if you want to do that. So just to keep people, focused on, hey, okay, this is out now. Okay, he's still moving. So, let's keep in touch. And so we'll do all that we can to help you as well.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, and thank you for all the love and support over the years. I've been thanking everybody out for real. 'Cause a lot of people don't see get to see the people that motivates me behind the scene, like yourself, uh, Miss Mama B, Mr. Coleman, like just some of the people around me that just call me and motivate me and just kind of check in on me from time to time. It's a huge blessing, and I like to let the people know. Yeah, I really do
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Listen, it's our pleasure because we are here together. And again, that'll go back to the Black Family Reunion that's taking place this weekend. Actually, today, October 15th, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I know some of the activities have already. We missed breakfast, so some of the activities have already started. But it's going to 8 p.m. And I think that's why it's important. I think that's why domestic violence awareness is important because people are going through situations and a lot of times they feel like they're the only one. But when you can hear somebody else's story, when you can hear that somebody else, I was young, like you said, but now I've matured and my music is different. When you hear that somebody else has is branching out there and is thriving through what they've been through, it encourages you. So again, the Black Family Reunion is taking place at Movement School. It's on Freedom Drive in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you want to look up the website to see what's happening next, it's BFRCLT. That's BFRCLT.com. 1 through 5, I know, will be the Purple and Pearls event where the domestic violence speakers will be, telling their stories and tell how awesome they're doing now. So don't worry, whatever situation you're in, wherever you find yourself right now, know that just like in the natural, seasons change. Just like some days there's rain, some days there's sunshine. Seasons change. Hold on, stay in the race, and know that you can do this and you can, whatever your vision and your dreams are, they can come true, right, Dennis?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, we got to get out of here now. We are making connections with Allie. We are here every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. Follow our Facebook page, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live and we share more stuff from Hoodie World. We're trying to beef up our YouTube subscribers. We had a page and then we shut that down. So we're branching it out again. So all the shows are also on. If you missed a live show, they're on the page and on YouTube. So go subscribe to our YouTube channel. And so, as always, and Hoodie World, thank you again. We appreciate you. Keep going. I'm going to keep looking for your music and sharing it throughout the shows. And so, as always, you guys, until next time, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a great day, everybody. Bye, Dennis.